Hello everybody, we are back at the Berlin Raceway for championship night here on September 9th it is, so it's our final race of the season. So looking to have a good night tonight, just learn, improve on a few things, especially qualifying, and then just try and see what we can do in the race. But that said, it is championship night, so we got to keep our eyes and ears open to any potential happenings that might be happening in the field, because you never know, sometimes it gets kind of wild. So, but other times it could go pretty good and have a clean, good finish to the year. So people are starting to roll in now. I think they have kind of like a fair going on, so there's a bunch of horses, so we're all crammed in here trying to get in the track. So nonetheless, we're going to go get in the track here, get our tires and everything, get all unloaded and get ready for practice. It's a normal night, so we'll just have a 25-minute practice session. The usual single car 2-lap qualifying, and then a 75-lap feature to round out our season. So that said, we'll take you through the rest of the night, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, we just got the car through tech before qualifying. Everything went good there. We're just getting ready to go qualifying as other cars continue to roll through tech. Thus far, we didn't get any footage from practice. Practice was nothing spectacular. We used our last race old tires, which obviously we completed the 75 laps, but they were pretty used up. Didn't really get the best feel for the car. It just did not feel the greatest. So we got to run some laps. Got to, we kind of got to see some of our adjustments, all work out. But nonetheless, we got to get through qualifying here. That's kind of the big goal, is hopefully we can make an improvement in qualifying, and then that'll lead us into the rest of the night. As for the field itself, there are 15 cars here tonight, good and bad. Good is probably there's a little less cars on the track, so hopefully eliminate some of the chaos. But there's still all the weekly factors that might cause the chaos, just with it being championship night, wanted to get things set straight. And then the only other thing is they normally do an 8 to 12 car invert here, so it's just kind of, with there only being 15 cars, if we make the improvements I hope to make, we could find ourselves up in the invert. Not something that I'm really excited about. I mean, I think we can run with it and try it, but that's not what this year's about. This year's about learning, getting laps, and I really just don't want to put myself in the position of being around other guys that have bigger priorities tonight. I guess the biggest or easiest way to say it is, there's other guys that this is the last race. This is the last race to get things settled before next year. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how qualifying ends up, and we'll get back with you guys after we get done qualifying. Sitting on the cooler, the 4 cylinders are just about ready to take the green flag in their feature, so I'm going to try and get this in really quick. So in qualifying, I ran a 16.26, so that was a 10th better than the last time we were here. So we reached our goal there, just keep going a little bit better in qualifying, so we did that. That had us, we ended up qualifying 10th of the 15 cars, and there was an 8-car invert. So once again, we starting right behind quick time. That was Brian Campbell once again. So a good starting spot for us, and we'll see how it goes when we get out there. Probably have a clip like I did last time before in the car. So we'll see how it goes. Nonetheless, good night thus far. Just got to finish it out here. It should be a good time.
So obviously that was not exactly 75 laps, and we had a little bit of a problem occur that we'll look at here in a moment that did not allow us to get through all 75 laps. And unfortunately, if we look down here, it was the right rear tire had a hole in it. And if I had to guess, that happened on the pace lap. We ran over something because right from the very start of the race we had a problem. I could feel it. If you look right here, by the time I came in, we were like on the sidewall. Normally the right rear wears right up in here, a little bit above this line, right about in this area of the tire, but you know, getting all the way down there, it was definitely flat. We came in, I think it had 2 pounds in it, and yeah, you can see how flat it was. But yeah, just that tiny hole was really leaking a lot of air, and you know, had to pull in early. So with that said, it was kind of, you know, unfortunate to not be able to get all the laps in, but just luckily enough, you know, pulled in time. You know, just the next day on Sunday, Martin Truex had the same problem in the Cup race and didn't quite turn out as well. So.
Oh, he's wrecking. Sure enough, into the wall he goes. The 9th.
Very lucky to have, you know, the car's in one piece, as you can see here. So, you know, didn't have anything happen to us. The car didn't even hit the ground at all, luckily, with how low the tire was. You know, so escaped with that. Otherwise, you know, just once again, kind of disappointing. It's just kind of been the way this year's been. But once again, learning. You know, have never had that happen in quarter midgets. You know, the tires are so small, the sidewalls don't really flex. So even if I don't really remember having a tire go down at all, other than, you know, we had some tire problems, but you know, nothing really relatable there, even with how the car drives. It's just they're pretty much on two wheels the entire time. So way different in iRacing. There's no such thing as tires going flat or, you know, anything of the sorts there. So definitely a new experience to have that happen. It just, the car started off really tight. I didn't think much of it in the first couple laps, but obviously I kind of got past straight away and they just pulled away from me. I'm like, what's going on? You know, and then by the time I was last there, I just would get on the gas on straight away and it just would not go straight. So at that point I kind of knew there was a problem, and then I just kept trying to ride out. I didn't know if there was a suspension piece that was broken or what, but then all of a sudden it just kept getting worse. So I knew it had to been, you know, I didn't know exactly what it was, but you know, if it was getting worse, you don't want to keep going. It could have just been breaking more or whatever it was, but came in and the tire was down. So made it pretty clear then. So just very, you know, very disappointing, but got to learn that. That will, you know, it's just another one of those lessons that we're learning from this year, is that, you know, we've learned a lot. We just got to apply it to next year. I think, you know, having this winter to rethink a little bit and prepare ourselves for next year and have learned these lessons, we'll really be able to get to work next year and have a good year. So ultimately, once again, disappointing, but the car's in one piece. That's all we can ask for. It really allows us to get a good head start on this winter and prepare for next year. You know, I wish we had more races now that things are starting to get better, made the improvement in qualifying that we were hoping to make. So, you know, with that said, you know, it is what it is. We'll move on from it. And then like always, just want to thank all our sponsors. So you got the vinyl spectrum on the hood. For all the vinyl, whether it be the vinyl that goes on the sides, the numbers, all the other sponsor logos on the car, for making this car look as great as it does. C-Tech Performance for all the engine work. We're actually going to take the car to the dyno within the coming weeks to see what kind of power it has. High Performance Metal Finishings for the work they did for us last off season. Industrial Solutions for coming back aboard this season, back from the quarter midget days. Dutch Boy Hot Rods, once again, just you know, all the work that they helped us out with during the off season as well. CD Lawn Maintenance and Supply. McDermott Equipment Solutions and FLF Race Cars, just for making this year possible. It was very unfortunate that that it went the way it did, but you know, without all these great partners, we wouldn't have been able to learn these lessons. It would have been, you know, would have been a way different year, that's for sure. Being able to make it to Berlin and get on 10-inch tires and kind of feel that out and get the car set up to go do so, right? So that was a big opportunity for us that we were able to capitalize on. Unfortunately, you know, we capitalized everything. We weren't able to cross the T's and dot the I's, I guess is the best way to say it. So yeah, so just want to thank all of them for all that work and help we got from them. And we'll get into the off season here and start preparing for 2024.